Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the This Is Gonna Hurt podcast with Jay Gordon Duncan. And if you're wondering why the J, the answer is I'm not a bagpipe player. And if that joke doesn't make any sense, I encourage you to check out episode 0, where I explain that joke as well as the purpose of the This Is Gonna Hurt podcast, where I talk about faith, family, fitness, finances, and sometimes fun. Well, friends, if you're wondering why the deep voice, these are literally the first words I have spoken of the day. It is early Saturday morning. The house is still quiet. I got up this morning, did a light workout, did a lot more yoga and stretching, had my coffee, and I just didn't get a chance to record this week. I either record at the office studio or here in the morning. And well, I won't say I didn't get a chance. I had my chances, but I really found myself just wanting to record here in the quiet on Saturday morning. I wanted to take in the week and see where it found me. But first of all, I want to say thank you so much. You guys continue to like, listen, share, and subscribe. It means so much. And we also have a second podcast, the Capitalize Your Best Real Estate Marketing Podcast, and that is growing as well. This is going to hurt debuts on Monday. The Capitalize Your Best Real Estate Marketing Podcast debuts on Wednesday. This week we had my friend Pam Cooper just explaining what just the ins and outs of being a realtor and working in a down economy. So just a lot going on. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting my most recent seminar, which was at this point in time, I guess about 10 days ago, the setting yourself up for real estate success. That means a lot. When you get this, there's another seminar coming up on the 26th, the setting yourself up for success in 2024. Breaking 250K edition. You'll find the registration and the notes there, but it's just a lot of wonderful things going on. And we've had snow. And so that's been a factor going on. But guys, today I just kind of want to hop into thing again. Always thank you. I just kind of want to hop into my thought, and the question on the title of this is how to take control of your life. We live in an age of this desire of progressive improvement, but a lot of times folks don't do anything to get to that point. If you want to improve, what are you doing? But then also at the same time, there's also a reality that some folks are just kind of letting their days come to them instead of being, just being assertive and trying to improve things. The idea of this podcast came from reading a daily journal called The Daily Laws by Robert Greene. Now, if you don't know who Robert Greene is, I just love him. He writes these massive, immense books. He wrote a book on mastery. He wrote a book on the 33 strategies of war, the 48 laws of power. These are massive, dense books with quotes and so much work. But if you get a chance, give it, I would say start with the 48 laws of power. But I'm reading the Daily Laws right now, which takes all those books and puts it into a daily devotional reader, and I'm enjoying it right now. And I found this quote. So if you don't mind, I'm going to share this quote from him. He says, "The world is teeming with problems, many of them of our own creation. We know that's true. To solve them will require a tremendous amount of effort and creativity. Relying on genetics, technology, magic, or being nice and natural is not going to save us. We require the energy not only to address practical matters, but able to forge new institutions and orders that fit our changed circumstances. We must create our own world or we will die from inaction." Now, that quote resonated with me because Robert's saying this. He's like, listen, we live in a world full of problems, sickness, politics, um, um, work circumstances that we can't control. And we can't rely on genetics like, well, I'm just built to handle it, or technology or magic or anything else. Like, what if we want to see those circumstances change and we see our lives improve, we have to take steps for those actions to come about. And so here we are, we're getting towards the end of January 2024. And of course, this is a season where people are talking about goals, resolutions, or what's in, what's out, and that kind of thing. And I think January 15th is like the resolution break day where people have already broken all their resolutions. But the question really is if we want to see change happen in our lives, what are we going to do to bring that about? Just waking up every day and with our inactivity, hoping that things will get better, is fruitless and a hopeless approach. Things might get better one day, but this very well might get worse. Knowing both those things are going on, what are we going to do to make those things get better? Well, I want to offer 3 steps we can take to improve our lives, take control of our lives. And these things are not going to be brand new. They're very similar to the 3 things I talk about when you want to improve your marketing, or 3 things you want to do to learn a new skill. These are very similar. And I was thinking through them this week because I was at a local networking meeting. Our networking group's called 212, and I had to do what's called a mentor moment. And I was just telling them, I was, guys, listen, my goal, me personally, is to go to bed a bit smarter than I woke up. Every day, every day, I want to think, okay, I learned something today. I'm a bit smart. I want a new tool for the toolbox every single day. And there was a TikTok star, don't laugh, his name is Bobby Slugs, Slugz. And this guy is a former prisoner, and now he works in an oil rig, and he's got this inspirational TikTok, only in 2024. And he says, listen, you've got to forgive your past, believe in your present, and create your future. You've got to forgive your past self, believe in your present self, and create your future self. And I think those are wise words. So I want to do is I want to give you 3 steps that's going to help you create the future you want and take control of your life. So here we go. Number 1, you've got to become a self-learner. You've got to become a self-learner. What that means is that you've got to decide, I'm going to go out and learn things I don't know. I'm going to go out and learn what I need to change my life. If you want to transform your life, what are you doing? And so that means reading books. Listen, if you don't know how to do something, there's someone who's written a book about it. And you can say, well, I have trouble reading. I understand that. Then grab the audiobook. And an Audible uh, subscription is about $20 a month. Um, Spotify has a million podcasts, and now if you have Spotify Premium, you get 15 hours of audiobooks there. There's an app called oh, I always have to look it up, forgive me. There's an app called Libby where you can type in your library card and listen to books. You can get a library card. And there's YouTube, which is the second largest search engine in the world. Guys, if you want to get better, someone has put the content out there. You can learn to get better. My friend Rochelle, who does some of the videography for Capitalize, we were filming, and um, she was looking into a teleprompter, but teleprompters can be around $200. So she just went on YouTube to figure out how to make her own teleprompter, and with $5, $6, $7 from the dollar store, she created a functional teleprompter. I was amazed, and she did a great job, and it worked, and we used it for recording. I mean, that's just it, guys. If you want to take control of your life, you have got to become a self-learner. When the more knowledge and wisdom we gain, the better we're able to enact the changes that we want to see in our lives. We're able to put plans together. When people talk about, I want this to happen in 2024, well, what new skill set are you learning? Discipline comes by learning. You begin to say, you know what, I've learned that I just can't keep living this way. I'm going to have to become disciplined because I've learned that if I don't do this, this is going to happen. Or if I change this, this is the result. And so you might say, "Oh, I'm so sore right now. I feel so rickety." Well, incorporate yoga and stretching. I don't know how to do that. Then you go into YouTube and learn how to do it. I said, "Well, I need marketing for my company, and I don't know how to do it." And you go to YouTube, or you get a book, you go to Google. You just go into top 10 sales marketing coaches, and hopefully one day I pop up in there if I don't already. And then you find their content and you start consuming it, because you've got to become a self-learner if you want to take control of your life. You can't just wait for things to happen. Even if something good happens, if you're not a self-learner, you may not have the wisdom and the knowledge to take advantage of the good thing. And you don't want that good circumstance to come your way and you not be prepared for it. So become a self-learner. Number 2, seek out a mentor. Now, mentors are different than coaches. Mentors are the people who have access to your life. They have a ton of wisdom. You're not paying them to be a coach. We'll talk about that in a minute. A mentor is a person who's ahead of you in life and in circumstance, and they're the wise sage in your life that you allow access. You're like, well, how do I find a mentor? That's a great question. You go into environments where wiser, smarter people spend time. We have such a habit and a routine of going to the same place and speaking to the same people over and over and over again. And when we do that, we fall into a pattern of just spending people who are on the same wavelength, same pattern, same measure of accomplishment as us. But if you go to places, networking events, charitable events, religious institutions, where people are wiser and smarter than you can find a mentor. I've been very fortunate in my life that I've had mentors that have really marked my growth. My mentor, Terry, who helped me get into seminary and get started when I was in ministry, was amazing. And I never said, hey, Terry, will you be my mentor? At some point in time, just my association and time with them, I just like, Terry's my mentor. And he had full access to say anything to me in my life. And I would go to him and I was like, what do you think I need to do here? And then I had the choice to follow it or not. Terry was like that. I have a mentor now. And I found him by going to charitable events and things like that, that I was just way out of my league. And we became friends and began spending time together. And I could say, hey, man, what about this? I can call him to this day. And I'm like, hey, can I get 5 minutes? I need your wisdom. And he gives it to me. Finding mentors like that only happen if you break out of your routine and start going to places that you don't typically go. And then you take the risk and say, hey, you got time for maybe a coffee or lunch or a drink this week? And then you find, you know what? Because most people I know who are mentors just say, well, no one ever asked for my time. I was with one philanthropist here in town, and I just said, hey, do you get tired of people asking for your time? And he said, you know what? People tell me all the time, hey, I'd really love to do this. I'd really love to, can we get together? And he goes, but they never follow up. So here is this multi-million dollar philanthropist, very wise person who's willing to give his time. He said, but people don't follow up with it, which reminds me, I need to follow up with him. And we haven't gotten together in months and just say, hey, man, you got time for a coffee or a drink? Number two, find a mentor. So you got one, become a self-learner. Two, become find a mentor. Number three, guys, get a coach, hire a coach. No matter what the area is, when you hire a coach, you purchase their wisdom and you collapse time. You collapse time. For example, at Capitalize Your Best, we offer marketing coaching. And someone's like, I need to grow my revenue. I just need to increase my marketing. Well, when they hire us, they purchase all of our years of wisdom, all the things we've paid for, all the seminar, all the coaching we've been through, and then distill it to them, and then they get it in a quicker amount of time than I took to get it. My buddy Danny hired a running coach for last year's Richmond Marathon. And so he gathered in all that guy's coaching wisdom. And Danny ran a great marathon. It would be for anything. When you hire a coach, you get better quicker if you follow the coach's wisdom and you purchase their wisdom. And whereas it might take you 5 years to learn something solo, if you hire a coach, you might learn that in 6 months. I mean, you've always got to be learning on your own constantly. And having a mentor is amazing. But when you hire a coach, you get to exponentially grow, take control of your life if you take care of the wisdom they give you, if you put it in place. Like, for example, at the Capitalize Your Best program, we offer a guaranteed ROI. Like, you'll get your money back if you do what we tell you to do. You've got to walk through the program. We recently launched a personal coaching program, Capitalize Your Best Life, where we seek to help you grow over a 90-day period in faith, family, fitness, and finances. And we send you daily coaching plus one-on-one. The whole idea is we want to make sure you don't fall off track no matter what. And if you do what the coaching program says to do, you will grow. Guys, we can't sit around and just hope that life gets better. It might get better for a season, but we also know that the reality is there's going to be seasons where things are really tough. The question is, what are you doing to make your life improve? If you want something to improve, what steps are you taking? I offer that you've got to be a daily learner, daily. Read a book, listen to a podcast. You've got to seek out a mentor, find that person who is smarter and wiser than you, and then hire a coach. Those things can be transferred. If you're doing all three of those, you're going to make exponential steps of growth towards your goals. You're going to take control of your life, and you might begin to accomplish things that you've wanted to accomplish but have just never been able to achieve. And friends, if we can help you in any way, let us know. At Capitalize Marketing and Consulting, we have a business revenue coaching program focused on marketing, the Capitalize Your Best program. And then we have a personal program called Capitalize Your Best Life. And then if you do that, we're going to help you grow over 90 days in your personal life. But if you're just curious, reach out. This Friday on the 26th, we have the Setting Yourself Up for Success in 2024 seminar, 2 hours, where we share tips and tricks and strategies where you can improve your life. Friends, it's all out there. I know good coaches that offer things that we don't offer. Just reach out. I'd be glad to help you. But if you want to take control of your life, become a self-learner, find a mentor, and hire a coach. Well, friends, I hope this has been encouraging to you. I hope your week gets off to a great start. Thank you for your faithfulness as always. All the links that I've mentioned are in the show notes. And I will be back next week, as always, and we continue to creep closer to 500 episodes. All right, guys, thanks so much.